Hello, Jennifer Volbrecht here. I'm going to be reviewing some of my favorite books and just kind of going over the points and features of my favorite books, why they're my favorite, and when I recommend or what I recommend the book for. So today I'm going to start off with one of my all-time favorites, which is by Elizabeth Gilbert, and the book is called Big Magic. And that's what it looks like. Creative Living Beyond Fear. This book is one that I have read multiple times. I try to read it annually around New Year's, and I've read it ever since it came out. So I've probably read it 7 or 8 times. And what I love about this book is that I get something different out of it every year. So the basis of the book, Creative Living Beyond Fear, is when you want to live a creative life. One of the very first things that I got out of the book when I read it the first time was, what is a creative life? And for some, it might be, being an artist or a singer. And for me, it's just living authentically as myself, and whether that's professionally at work or personally at home, is just doing things just because they interest me. She tells the story of a lady who likes to ice skate, and she's dropped out of ice skating when she learned that she wasn't going to be competitive anymore. And getting over yourself and over the fact that I don't have to be competitive just to like ice skating. For me, it's not ice skating. I like blogging, or I like doing book reviews. And so getting over that fear of who's even going to watch it. Well, it really doesn't matter if nobody watches it, or if one person watches it, or a million people watch it, but being able to be authentically your own creative self. So that was one of the main things that drew me to this book, was just getting over what is the definition of creativity, and what does it mean to me, and what does it mean to me to live a creative life. Well, this year when I read it, one little special piece that I got out of the book, I could probably just highlight the whole thing when I read it, but one little nugget that I got this year was about when an idea no longer serves you, or something that for me it was a project, like, hey, this project no longer serves me. And I thought I really wanted to work on it. I thought it was going to be great. And then the more I think about it, it's, what, maybe this is a project for somebody else to do. Or maybe this is an idea for somebody else to do. And so how to let go of something that you previously thought that you wanted. And so that was just a little nugget for me. And the advice, or the story, was like taking this thing, this idea, or this project, and thanking it. Thanking this little this little firefly of creativity that came to you, and saying, thank you for coming to me. I honor you, I respect you, and now I'm going to send you on your way. And maybe somebody else will pick you up, and it'll be a great match. And so treating the ideas or the creativity like an energy that comes to you when you're supposed to pick it up, or comes to you as a songwriter when you're supposed to sing that song. So treating the ideas like an energy, and thanking them for showing up, and then also letting them go when it's the appropriate time. So that was one of the nuggets that I got out of it this year, was letting things go. But I don't know, there's hundreds of lessons that I can get from this book. I guess one more that I'll touch on, because it's just a great story, is recognizing like when inspiration comes to you. And I think she describes it in here. I don't know if it was like Einstein or something, called it like creative play, or when you're doing something else. So when you're working in the garden, for instance, and an idea comes to you. And she told the story about this lady who would be like out in the garden, and a poem would come to her, and she would go running into the house like as fast as she could, with a pen and a paper, and trying to write it down before the poem left her, because it was just such a burst of creative energy. And so the poem comes to her. she like writes it down, and like she told this story about like she wrote the poem, this lady like wrote the poem down backwards because it was leaving her, and so she just like wrote it on the paper backwards just to get it down and on paper. And so like um I don't know, it just inspired me, like this creative energy that comes to you in a spurt, or like an explosion of big magic. um and so like being able to recognize that, like, oh, this is something that I need to write, I need to go inside right now and write this down. Or I need to pick up the phone right now and call somebody and tell them that, this is what I'm doing, so that I can go forth and do it. um I thought that was just really cool. I'll continue to read this book every year, and I don't know, maybe I'll do a book review every year with the information that I get out of it. But hope you enjoy this book review. If you have any other comments about Big Magic by Liz Gilbert, um, let me know. I want to hear them. I love talking about this book and one of my favorite topics. Thank you. Bye.